Hello, my friends. Goddess of Fire back for another fire conversation. The hot topic today is the full moon in Leo. I would have had this done already, but I literally thought it was tomorrow. I don't know why, but here we are. But what I will start off by saying is this full moon is really just reminding us that our destiny is closer than we think. That our destiny and our purpose lives inside of us, and then it really truly is our responsibility to present it to the world. We're being told that we need to be in alignment with our destiny and our purpose, and that being in alignment with your destiny and your purpose is actually a state of being and a state of mind. So that is important for us to understand, and also that it's more simple than I think any of us make it out to be, myself included, because we make it complicated ourselves. We put all this pressure on top of who we are, what we're doing, and why we're here. So this full moon is really encouraging us to let go of the notion that you have to work hard to find your purpose. Honestly, if you're working hard, it's probably not meant for you. Because, going back to the age-old saying that when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But yeah, letting go of the notion that you have to work hard to find your purpose, because our purpose comes from within, not from without. I'm going to say that again. Your purpose comes from within, not from without. So I'm going to say a couple disclaimers before I get started. All of my readings are general, so it's going to be one size fits most, one size fits some. In certain instances, it will be one size fits one, but they cannot and will not ever be one size fits all. So think of these readings as a dressing room, folks. Take what fits and leave the rest behind. Okay? Secondly, I swear in all of my readings, so if that's not something that you jive with, feel free to exit stage left. There are plenty of other tarot readers out there that do not use as colorful language as I do. No love lost. I sincerely hope that you find the messages and the guidance that you are seeking. And without further ado, let's get this party fucking started. This full moon, it's in the sign of Leo, which is giving it more of a light energy. It's encouraging us to be soft, to focus on creating joy and finding peace within our experience. And more often than not, when you find joy and peace, you'll find your purpose. When you find your purpose, you'll find joy and peace. So these paths are intertwined, and they will always lead to each other. You gotta worry about it. What's also unique about this particular full moon is that Venus and Mars are just loving on each other right now. Oh, we had this recently too. But this is meaning that with these two energies combined, Venus is representative of our feminine energy. Mars is representative of our masculine energy. I swear we had these recently for a different reading, so it's funny that they're coming back out. Ooh. But, the fact that Venus and Mars are jiving is good, that they're working together. They seem to be very cohesive on a team, just in a team. They're working side by side right now. And what this really means is, this giving us, the feeling of being passionate. It's making us feel creative and balanced. in our masculine and our feminine energies, but it's also creating that within our whole experience. And I think that's why it's truly unique, because, you know, full moons usually have a tendency to drain us, but this particular full moon is recharging us. So as you can see here, I've pulled a couple of oracle cards just to kind of pull some themes and gain some understanding. And the first card that we pulled out is step out of your comfort zone. That's super duper important, especially if we are trying to be in alignment with our purpose, right? We're taking away the idea that we have to work hard. We're moving away from what we've always done. And then we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. I swear we just had this recently in a reading. It might have been it was either the new moon or the Mercury stationing direct. So I don't know. I'm recommending right now maybe go back to the new moon in Aquarius reading. I've got playlists, so it's in the new moon vibes list, and maybe even take a look at the Mercury stationing direct, which is in the Mercury vibes playlist, to see, you know, if that information from those particular readings is going to, you know, add some value to this one, just because I know I pulled these two particular cards and it's driving me nuts. But again, that's Pisces energy, balancing spirituality and practicality. And we are moving into Pisces season within a couple days, actually. So, I mean, that's good. Pisces is all about, you know, our dreamy side, our the dreamer in all of us. I don't know how to describe it, but I think with this card in particular coming out with balancing spirituality with practicality, that's really what I just discussed when it comes to, you know, when you find joy and peace, you'll find your purpose, or when you find your purpose, you'll find joy and peace. Because we all have the capability of having a quote-unquote job that supports us, provides for us, and offers us, you know, support. I just said that. I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry, guys. I'm super tired today. Totally just lost my train of thought. Oh my God. Going back to the message that, you know, if you do something that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. A lot of people don't feel like they can have their dream job and it still provide them the life that they want or they deserve. And that's where we need to balance our spirituality and practicality, because we can have the life of our dreams and we still can have the 3D things that are necessary to survive. There, I got it out. Good job. Pat on the back. And then this is also encouraging us because, you know, full moons are about releasing. They are about letting go of particular things. So, you know, this full moon is asking, what do we need to release right now? What is truly standing in the way of us finding our purpose? And finding that path that leads to that, right? So, I'm going to bust out the tarot cards and find out, you know, what's making us feel passionate right now. We're no longer feeling sorry for ourselves. And we've chosen a direction. We're planning. Definitely planning. And I think that's what's really pushing us to actually step out of our comfort zone. Hold on. I'm going to pause this for a second and actually reorganize these cards. I fucking lied. I thought I was going to rearrange them, but I'm just in my head. Anyways, we're no longer feeling sorry for ourselves. We are choosing a path. The Three of Wands is usually us waiting, right? It's usually illustrated as waiting for our ships to come in. Opportunity to strike, right? What is that fucking sound? I don't know what that sound is, but that was weird. Okay. Now I want to see what's making us feel creative right now underneath this moon. Ooh. It's interesting. Stepping out of our comfort zone is what's making us feel creative. No longer fighting the inevitable. No longer this is what it looks like. It feels like we're finally stepping out of our own way. That's what that looks like. We're moving out of our comfort zone, because the Seven of Pentacles is all about comfort, being comfortable, right? Yeah, we're moving away from the internal conflict that has caused us to have an imbalance within ourselves, spiritually and practically. And I think we can attribute this to this Venus Mars little song and dance that's happening right now. Yeah, it's giving us the opportunity to really see, think, and speak clearly. Ooh, with that Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is usually a pretty daunting energy because that bitch has no fucking chill. But in this instance, she's feeling very just balanced. I don't know what else I should say. But this bitch is normally like off with your head, right? But today she's just chilling. She's embracing this transformation of moving out of the comfort zone, no longer standing in our own way, no longer having any internal conflicts. With that Five of Wands. Five of Wands is always, and also Five of Wands is a lot about competition. It's no longer comparing ourselves to other people. We're just doing at this point. I think that's part of it. Leo is a sign that represents confidence. So I think that this full moon is really giving us all a boost of confidence to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. There's room for everybody. There's room for everybody. Everybody has their own place. And it doesn't matter what somebody has already started within like the same path as you. You are unique. We are all unique, right? So somebody out there needs what you offer. It may not be everybody. And I think that's where that imposter syndrome comes up, and that self-comparison comes up, is we think, oh, well, there's somebody that's already doing this. What can I bring to the table? You, bitch. You can bring you to the table, because that person that's already out there, the only reason why you're comparing yourself is because they got a head start. Okay? They got a head start. They believed in themselves before you believed in yourself. The universe, timing, divine timing is everything. You're meant to shine when you're meant to shine. Period. And I want to know what's making us feel balanced right now. Wow. Knowing that our dreams come from within. That there are no outside influences that create a life of victory, success, full of manifestation. It's all within ourselves. And nothing happens before it's supposed to with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes be shown as inconsistency, right? Which I think is fair to say. But it's also, the Nine of Pentacles is the slowest energy out of the entire deck. So this is also telling me that nothing is going to ever happen before it is meant to. And it's that understanding. Wow. That is creating the shift, creating the shift, turning the wheel. I know this is the Wheel of Fortune. But what this feels like too is just surrendering to the universe, surrendering to the world in this instance. And that's what we needed to release. I mean, it's perfectly in alignment with that. We needed to release the fears associated with success, manifestation, comparison, things like that. We also needed to release our need and want to have control over the timeline. Ooh, this reading is a lot better than I had even anticipated, folks. So, with this passionate energy, now I want to find out, excuse me, wow, didn't even ask the question, I already got the answer from these cards that fell out. But the question I was going to ask, you know, we're feeling passionate. How are we going to activate this passion in our experience? By taking our power back, taking control over the situation, and realizing that our dreams aren't foolish. Our dreams are what we want to manifest are not foolish. Because the Fool in reverse, you know, it denotes immaturity, right? Lack of vision, lack of experience. But our passions are exceeding our own expectations. And now it's just like, we don't care. We don't care what we look like. We don't care if we look foolish. We don't care. And because of that, I mean, the Fool in reverse can also represent like almost like a false start. And if the beginning of this year wasn't a false start, I don't know what is. You know, we came in hot with Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. You know, we had a new moon in Aquarius, and now it's like we're coming into a more peaceful balance, which is great. No longer battling within ourselves. So, how are we going to activate and enact this creative energy, this creative flow? I have so many cards that just fell. Wow. Keeping the balance within ourselves, but keeping the balance within our energies. And not feeling bad that we dance to the beat of our own drum. Finding peace within that is what's going to help us have that creative flow. The Six of Swords is nothing but peace. Moving away from that, right? Wow. And again, we have the Queen of Swords. Again, she's not coming off as this wildly opinionated slick-tongued woman. She's coming off as very evolved. You know what this is? This is, I'm going to do a self-comparison right here because this is making me think of where I was in my early 20s versus where I am now in my early 30s. In my early 20s, I felt like it was cool to like be that quote unquote bad bitch that says what comes to her mind, and you know, being strong and outspoken is a gift and this, that, and the other. Now I'm in quiet. That was my way of showing power. Now in my early 30s, I have quiet power because I know that a lion doesn't have to roar for you to know that it's a lion. And that's the energy that this is giving off. And that's why we're going to be able to be creative, is because we no longer have any societal burdens weighing us down that make us feel like we can't have what we want. That we somehow can't find the way. How else are we going to activate our creativity with this full moon? I just want one more card because I'm nosy. Ooh. We're making a move. We're choosing instead of being apathetic, being indifferent. Like, oh, well, this is just the way my life is. No, bitch. You see she's getting the cup of life. It has a completely different energy than these cups here. And that's that creative flow. For fucking sure. And that's what's going to give us this force of energy forward, because we're working with that energy instead of working against it. So how are we going to activate this balance within ourselves? Ooh, boundaries. That Ace of Cups, that's all about self-love, self-care. The Nine of Wands is all about protection. The wounded warrior. Realizing that what we put our energy into, we get back. And that's the balance that we found. That is the balance that we've found. That's that freaking balance of practicality with this Page of Pentacles and the High Priestess. It's us finding that perfect, happy relationship between our 3D selves, our practical selves, and our higher selves, our High Priestess, our inner knowing. And when we embrace both sides of ourselves, we'll always have a happy ending with that Ten of Cups. And we'll also be, I mean, this is emotional fulfillment, but this is really expressing it that much more with that Queen of Cups. Really being in touch with all things. I'm surprised I didn't have the Empress come out. I think we're done with that. So I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit. I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit for some final messages. Okay. I am not taking fucking 7 cards. Oh, okay. We want that one. I always have to look at the ones that fall because there are important messages here. Oh, are you really going to make me read all of these, Spirit? Oh, I'm so mad right now. Okay, I do have, there's 4 fucking cards, so buckle up, bitches. I've got some reading to do. I can't even believe this. So, and what's also interesting is we've got purple and like yellow from these, which is really leading me to, you know, feminine, masculine. Interesting how that works. And they're also opposites on the color wheel. So there's that. All right. Dear wonderful you, intimacy is scary sometimes. It means you have to let someone